Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And for some reason, we're going to talk about the comic book industry again.
Yeah, because it's a slow news day now.
It is actually a
Because
slow
I'm tired
news
of
day.
talking about Elon.
Yeah, we're tired. Well, I did that video without you this week.
Because it's Superman and we can talk about Henry Cavill.
Yeah, we are going to talk about Henry Cavill in this video. We're also going to talk about how DC Comics is rebooting the entire universe again, and they're going to again, and they're going to make sure that proper Superman Clark Kent is front and center, because gosh, I can't imagine why they have to tell everybody, make sure everybody knows that proper Superman Clark Kent is returning. He's going to be himself. He's going to be front and center in the DC Comics. I can't imagine
It's not going to be his son and his son's boyfriend.
It's not going to be his son and his son's boyfriend. This is coming from Yahoo. This is Yahoo News.
Activist.
Yahoo News. DC Comics canceled woke bisexual Superman.
Yeah, but they're already trying to make it a problem. They can just, they can just say they canceled the name of the series. They didn't. The woke bisexual. But yeah, so they're the ones that said it.
It's Yahoo News. That's what surprised me. Like,
they didn't put it in quotes.
No.
I mean, come to think, they didn't put it in like quotes.
No, they're just like,
interesting.
Yeah, they're just like, no, it was a
Maybe
stupid
because
idea.
it didn't sell worth shit.
It was a stupid idea. I was on Voodoo the other day, and I saw the trailer for the Super Sons animated movie. Pinky Boo wanted to buy a movie, and I saw it, and I'm like, yeah, it looks pretty good. And I'm like, oh yeah, but Jonathan grew up and things. Yeah, now this whole drama, and I'm just not into it anymore. Sorry. Anyway, let's talk about this reboot. We're going to talk about Henry Cavill, and it sounds like they're going to try to get their Superman in order here. They're going to try to reboot DC Comics again. Of course, sales have been dropping. People are tuning out from mainstream comics. They're going to manga. They're going to independents. And, DC has to make money because Daddy Zaslav is
What's happening
watching
to your daddy?
I have daddy issues.
Clearly.
I do. I admit it. Anyway, we're gonna talk about that. I wish Superman was my daddy. Wait.
No, I'm sorry, I'm good. You set that one up, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm not taking that bait.
So is my boyfriend. No. So we're gonna talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Almost 281,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. We've been talking about the comic book industry, the mainstream comic book industry, because we don't care about it. Really, we talk about it because it's funny to point and laugh at
we used to be part of all that crap, and now we're like, eh.
I can't even get mad anymore. I'm just like, God, it's just like watching somebody step on a rake over and over.
And they turn around and step on a hoe, and they turn around and step on a rake, and they just keep hitting themselves with the stick, and they just keep doing it over and over, and they're not smart enough to stop stepping on it.
It's just like, at first I was like, what the hell are you doing? Then it was like, no, stop, please stop.
Then
Don't ruin these characters.
Ass.
And then, now it's just like, you're done. And now we got to reboot again. Now, look, DC, to be fair, they reboot every couple of years because nobody over there knows what the hell they're doing. That's the vibe I'm getting. But now they're really super serious that they're going to reboot.
This is serious.
This is serious, guys, because David Zaslav's looking, and he did. He was apparently asking for all their numbers a couple of months ago, and he wanted to see their plan. They have a plan.
I want to see why you guys are feeling so hard.
Pretty much. And James Gunn is put in charge of the movies, and I think he's in charge kind of, sort of the comics, too. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but yeah, they're going to reboot it, and they're going to go back to basics with the classic characters again, because Marvel's done this before too. Like, hey, let's change everybody and change everything and mix it up and get the brand new audience. And
give them another phase, and then we'll see what they do.
Oh my God, our sales are tanking. We don't know what happened, and here we are. We have to reset the universe again. But yeah, things are great over there. I saw this. I was watching this video by Wes over at Thinking Critical. And I was listening to the background. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, of all the characters you could ruin in DC Comics, they've ruined Mr. Freeze.
I mean, to be fair, he's been ruined before.
He has been.
I'm sorry.
Just chill.
Yeah.
No, but look, his motivation, at least since Batman the Animated Series, has always been that, yeah, he's a bad guy, but he loves
his wife.
He loves his wife, even though he's an ice cold bastard. Everything he does for her. Well, not anymore. Now he's glad she's frozen because she was a nag who spent all his money and probably was going to cheat on him.
Well, I was going to say before you added the second part, like, oh, doesn't that feel like a character you can relate to until you add the second part? And I'm like, oh, I better not say it now.
I'm sorry.
I mean, ice cold. Would you say ice cold? How did you describe him? But anyway, he said does everything for his wife. I'm like, oh, that's you. But before I could get it, you're like, and now he's just because his wife's a beepity beep beep. And I'm like, oh, I better not say that now.
I would absolutely fuck shit up for you.
Thank you.
If you were frozen in a block of ice, and I don't know how that would even happen, but if you, cryo chamber, I would maybe be tempted to rob a bank if it meant.
Maybe tempted.
I would be.
You need to say I would.
I would rob a bank for you. I would invade a country
Maybe
for you.
tempted. Maybe tempted.
I would do anything for love.
Okay.
Anything.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go, but I won't.
But I won't do that.
I know you did it. Okay.
But everything else is good. Yeah. So yeah, this is his response to Robin. He's fighting Robin. He's like, hey, how's your wife doing, Mr. Freeze? What would she think about you being a jackass? Oh, we don't fight anymore. She's not out spending my money, and I don't sit alone in an empty house wondering who she's out with or when she'll be home all the time.
My wife's a money spending hoe bag, but now I don't have. But now I have her locked up, and I fridged her, so now I don't have to worry about her anymore.
I mean, I'm like, what the hell? I mean, we had this, and we had the I Am Not Starfire. We've had Tim Drake all of a sudden is bisexual, but not only is he bisexual, and there's no indication at all in the history of the character. Not only the people that worked on those comics. Both of the people who worked on the characters, Tim Drake and his supposed boyfriend, both said no, neither one of these guys are gay. They're just friends. That's the way it's always been. But they made sure that they started drawing Tim Drake in a very effeminate manner. And Tim Drake was a badass. He was my favorite Robin. And they turned him into this Why
do they stereotype these people too? Because they do know that there are gay men and bisexual men out there who are very manly and aren't effeminate. They know that, right?
I don't know.
There are women out there who, are bisexual and they aren't super girly. They know that, obviously. But they don't, just because you're gay or bisexual doesn't mean you're a feminine man.
Right. I don't understand. I mean, I've known gay guys before. I wouldn't have guessed at all that, oh, hey, you're gay? Really? Well, okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry. They weren't coming on to me or anything.
I wasn't even thinking it. Well, why would they? I'm like,
because I'm not.
Because that's right. Because you had that really tight ass.
I have that really
talked
tight
about
ass.
the last video.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, they saw that tight ass and they were like,
"It's very tight for a man your age."
It's very tight for a man of a certain age.
Oh my god.
We can fix that. Anyway, we're gonna. What the hell am I talking about? Mr. Freeze fridged his wife. He's now an asshole. DC Comics.
It's a tight ass for a man of a certain age.
DC Comics is burning down. Like there's nobody in charge of this. It's so weird because a couple of years ago, DC actually seemed like they were doing pretty okay. They had Dan DiDio there. Things weren't phenomenal, but at least it was consistent, right? Because you saw what Marvel was doing. It's like, well, DC's never going to be dumb enough to do what Marvel did, and they're like, oh no, we're gonna do it 100 times worse than Marvel did it. Now here we are again, guys. We gotta reboot again with classic Superman again. And so DC Comics announces a new 2023 event called the Dawn of DC.
Oh boy.
Dawn of DC. DC announced their new 2023 initiative, which will tell stories of their flagship characters while promising to highlight fan favorite secondary characters. DC Comics is embarking on a year-long storytelling initiative.
So they got a year to undo the damage.
Yes.
That's what I'm reading here.
Yes.
You have a year. Fix it. And if it doesn't get fixed, then what?
That is what this feels like. This feels like an ultimatum. Like, we're going to give you one more year. Mr. Zaslav has been very patient. We will give you 1 year to unfuck this situation. Mm-hmm. And if by the end of the year you have not unfucked the situation and stopped us from becoming a laughingstock.
So you need to unfuck Robin.
Yes, you need.
Son of Superman?
Yes, we need to unfuck Superman, unfuck Robin. Nobody was fucking Mandy. I am not Starfire, so shit. Anyway. So following the events of Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths and DC Universe Lazarus Planet. See, here's the thing. I have not been following DC. I have the only quasi-mainstream DC Comics books I've read in the last couple of years. 3 Jokers. I read it digitally, and it was good. I'm like, if you could do that every month, we'd be golden, right? We'd be in good shape. That's, but no, we can't. We can't do that. We got to keep basically DC has been drifting from one stunt to another stunt to another stunt, hoping something's going to stick, and all they're doing is driving customers away.
Well, what I'm seeing here too is the new titles that they're doing, a lot of them are tying back into the movies and stuff too. The Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Doom Patrol, Superboy, Shazam, Steel.
It's like you had me. It's like Steel. Steel. Yeah. So, oh my God, they're gonna reboot Steel. Call Shaq up again. That would be kind of fun, actually. Yeah. So that's what's going on here. They said it's a new, it's an easy entry point for both lifelong readers and those picking up a comic for the first time to dive into the new stories. Please come back and bring your kids and bring your family. Everybody, buy our comics, please. For the love of God, buy our comics. Because if you don't buy our comics, they're going to job all this out.
I just think it's funny they use the term new entry point.
Get your mind out of the gutter. Sorry. Hey, speaking of getting your mind in the gutter, let's talk about Henry Cavill. Because this probably is them trying to get things like, oh, okay, we're going to do movies with, Superman, Green Lantern, and Batman. Let's make sure the comics are solid, and we're just going to give people the... How hard is it to screw up?
They keep doing it. Marvel, too.
They keep doing it. It's like you've got some of the most beloved classic characters in the history of fiction at your disposal, and you flush them down the toilet, again and again and again and again. And, here we are. Now we got to reboot.
You shouldn't put people in charge of these books that actively dislike the character, because you clearly hate aspects of the character, which is why you're changing them to be more about yourself or, whatever, or for points. So maybe not put people in charge of these things that, have problems with the character and hate the character.
Yeah, so basically this whole article, ironically enough, about Henry Cavill, who had those complaints about The Witcher. He said The Witcher, the writers did not seem to want to honor the source material. The same complaint that the showrunner of X-Men 97 had about that writer's room, and we saw it in season 2. And I'm sure season 3 is going to be way worse because Cavill actually exited the show. But they said that there isn't a firm contract in place, but Amy Adams seems to think he's going to come back because they're talking to her about Disenchant. She's like, yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, but they haven't called her back.
No. She's ginger. No, actually, look, again, this is not rocket science. We're going to see more companies do this. Just be like, get back to basics. We've had 6 or 8 years now that we've pissed around. What's the term all the kids are using now? They effed around and found out. They effed around and found out that it didn't make money.
Kids are using that term now. It's been around for a while.
They are. All the kids are using it. By kids, I mean the 20-somethings on TikTok.
I'm just like, I don't know. Okay.
So all the kids are doing it, so we'll do it too.
And wrap this up.
We're wrapping this up. So there we go, guys.
Henry Cavill can't save this.
Henry Cavill can't say that. So this is, I do think this is DC Comics' last.
I meant this episode. Even Henry Cavill can't save this.
It's a terrible episode. But it's entertaining.
No Henry Cavill.
If you guys like to draw and you have fun drawing, we're going to give away a Gauman pen display. PDF 156. That basically just means it's a digital pen display. It's 15.5 inches. And it's actually a pretty cool little tablet. We've already got 300 and some entries on it. Jeez, I just put it up this afternoon. Yeah, so check it out. Again, that's at clownfishcontest.com, clownfishcontest.com. Good luck on that. And yeah, we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.
Bye.